Hello everyone. Today I'm gonna talk about the redesign of one of my old concepts I did for this world building project. I wanted to see just how far I could push the design, so I started sketching. Attempt number 1, way too cartoony. Attempt 2, a little too alien. Attempt 3, let's just say he looks suspiciously like a pale cave dweller who recently lost a very important ring. There is an old version I made before like a year ago, but for the same reason again, I've decided to redesign them because they don't match with the aesthetic which I wanted. I'll show you the new design in a bit, but before that, let me talk about the lore and what actually happened to them, make you understand my design choices and stuff. Chamruts were once human and basically potters. They found a swamp with weird magical soil and got completely obsessed with it. For this part, I need to clarify one or two things in case you don't know how a clean clay has been prepared for pottery. Briefly, in order to get a clean clay, you need to put all soil into water, and over time it gets separated from sand, pebbles, or any other unnecessary stuff. And pour liquid clay from top until unwanted material sinks at the bottom. Then wait until water evaporates for the workable consistency. At least this is one of the techniques that I know. The reason I'm telling you to clarify how they get this separation ability. So, when they started working with this magical soil of the swamp, they possessed the skill to separate soil from the rest of the stuff without this long process. You can imagine it like in air, all materials get separated and become blobs. For visual reference, you can imagine water in no gravity place. Over time, they learned to separate every tiny bit of materials like an atomic level. Then, one of them secretly experimented their skills on a living thing, which in that case it was a frog, and one material appeared none of them had ever seen. It was the living essence, or can be called a soul. This practice became popular just out of curiosity, and the ones who rejected to use this technique left out and kicked out from the swamp. So that's how evil ones first discovered to separate a soul from a living being. Then they discovered how to extract memories from artifacts, and in the end, they learned how to swap two memories or souls of two individuals. They are doing all those things not because of earning power or profit, only out of curiosity how much they can push their ability further. Eventually, the cult discovered their skills and used it to create their abomination army. But that's another story. Design-wise, I wanted to lean more into swampy feeling and their obsession of artifacts. Over time, they become smaller than the others. First, because they stayed in the darkest part of the swamp, and secondly, this soul separation ability made them weaker physically. Also, like the other ones, they covered themselves with mud and sealed it with fabric and ropes. For their eyes, I wanted to use reflective eyes of nocturnal predators because they spent all their lives in the dark, so in my opinion, that makes sense. They decorate their outfits with whatever they found and make them look dangerous to keep them away from any life-threatening situation. So I believe I revealed most of the stuff about them. In order to revive the Discord server, you are most welcome to join. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and see you on the next one. Bye.